I love it. I love it. I love it. Look at this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Hey, I'm not surprised.
Hey, what's poppin', my homies, what's good? Another full card breakdown predictions video to make. This one's going to be Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez. Now, before we get into making the picks, you already know we've got to go to the MoneyCity comments. So the first MoneyCity comment's going to be Jacob Low, Malarkey, Saeed, Kyle, Viziv. That's money! I am going to say though, the Malarkey one, come on man. Michael Johnson, bro, come on. The next MoneyCity comment's going to be from Kavo, Kyle, Saeed, Jamie Malarkey. It's basically the same play. It's money. Again though, that Jamie Malarkey pick, man, come on. We've got Kelly Myers who said Viziv is going to finish RDA. He did. Round 5, Dustoration, that's money. Alright, Big Plays MMA said, I'm going for the 3-peat, which means he's going back to back to back. And he did. And again, bro, Malarkey. Oh my goodness, it hit though, it's money. Alright, this one's from Abdul Amir, who has been on the MoneyCities before, and he returns to the MoneyCity. He went for Kyle, Onama, Saeed, and then he took Nurmagomedov. Sorry, he took Ronnie and Jacob to go the distance. That's money. Man, that Jacob performance, you know, you really gotta respect that. Alright, next comment we've got Rob's, long-time viewer, first-time poster, full-time smoker, Kyle Malarkey, Nurmagomedov, third round or decision. That's money. Hey, that comment's clean too. It's pretty clean. I like that. Alright, we've got Zach Peterson who said Shevchenko in case he goes the distance, Nurmagomedov to win, Arman and Kyle over 1. Okay, that's money. Okay, that's a sharp parlay. That's real sharp. We've got Andrew Kavanagh who said Zahabi wins, I'm telling ya. Oh my goodness, he told us. Bro, that Tercio's performance. Guys, have you seen The Exorcist? Right, at the end of The Exorcist, the man gets possessed and he jumps out the window and snaps his neck. I was legit thinking to myself like, that might be more entertaining than watching Ricky Tercios. That's how bad Ricky Tercios was, oh my god. Alright, next MoneyCity comment, we've got Saeed Nurmagomedov and Kyle Bahelo. That's money. Alright, the final MoneyCity comment we've got Kyle Bahelo, Nurmagomedov and Onama. That's plus 100. That's smacked. Then Evan said the risky parlay is Shevchenko and Kennedy, but Kennedy was a Nurmagomedov. It's smacked. Then you've got the balls on fire, Sherman and Jacob, plus 500. Oh my goodness, Evan's gone on vacation. That's money. That's a triple amen MoneyCity. That's a madness. Alright my homies, let's get into breaking down this card. Let's go. Alright guys, moving into the first matchup on this card, we've got Jessica Penne taking on Emily Ducote or Ducote. Now originally when I was looking at this matchup, I see that Jessica Penne is like 39 years old. I see Emily Ducote, her record's 11-6. So already I'm thinking, you know, there's red flags with this matchup. Now I go and look at some tape on Emily Ducote, and she kinda has some nice moments. I mean, look at the matchup against Danielle Taylor. She nearly put her in a coma. You know what I'm saying? Complete dustoration. Just looking at the overall game of Emily Ducote, you know, she's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. The boxing's pretty good. You know, she looks like an okay fighter. Now on the flip side, you've got Jessica Penne, who is pretty old, right? She's pretty old, but she's put 2 wins together. You know what I'm saying? She beat Lupita Godinez and she completely dusted Carolina. So if she can beat Emily Ducote, you know, go back to back to back, if she can do that, it's all the credit. But I think if Jessica Penne is going to win this matchup, she probably has to use the jiu-jitsu, probably has to grapple. And what's the chances that happens? You know, maybe like a 50-50 chance with women's mixed martial arts, but I'm going to side with the newcomer, the Invicta champion, and maybe be able to beat an old 39-year-old Jessica Penne in her UFC debut. Alright, moving into a matchup between Dwight Grant taking on Dustin Stoltzfus. My goodness, something's got to give with this matchup. Somebody's got to win. Now looking at Dwight Grant and his UFC career so far, I kind of dislike that the output's so low. You know what I'm saying? The output is super low. However, guys, if you look at the last matchup against Sergey Kondozko, he did lose this matchup, but the output is high. And that's something I can only respect. You know, he loses the matchup, but you can say that's the best performance yet. So yeah, I do kind of like that from Dwight Grant. You know, he knows that he needed to up the output, and he did. And it looked okay. He lost the fight, but it looked okay. Now looking at Dustin Stoltzfus, this guy's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he hasn't won a fight yet in the UFC. I kind of see the same vibes as, what's that girl's name? The girl that just beat Jessica Rose Clark. You know, that girl hadn't won a fight yet in the UFC, and she's looking to use the jiu-jitsu. She gets it done. Can Dustin Stoltzfus do the same thing here against Dwight Grant? He probably needs to take this fight to the mat to be able to get that win. Can he do that? Man, against Dwight Grant, it's not impossible. It's not impossible, but I'm going to side with Dwight Grant to win this fight. I think if he keeps the fight standing, even if the output's low, he should be able to beat Dustin Stoltzfus. You know, this guy's a jiu-jitsu player. So yeah, my prediction, I'm going to side with the body snatcher, who doesn't snatch many bodies, but yeah, maybe he can in this one. I'm going to side with Dwight Grant. All right, moving into a very, very good matchup. A difficult prediction to make because it's a very good matchup. You've got Dustin Jacoby versus Dat Jung. You know, looking at these styles of Dustin Jacoby and looking at the style of Dat Jung, they're very different styles. A weapon that you're going to notice a lot with Dustin Jacoby is going to be the low kick. You know, Dustin Jacoby is one of the best calf kickers in the UFC. And I think Dat Jung's a pretty good boxer. A pretty good wrestler. He's undefeated. I think even Dustin Jacoby's undefeated. Yeah, he is. So yeah, this is a good matchup. You've got kicking versus boxing. Now speaking a little bit about the performances of Dustin Jacoby. Like I said, he's a good kickboxer. He's a good kicker. He did kind of, you know, abandon the calf kick against Michael Oleksiejczuk, but still won the fight. He did kind of get ragdolled by Ion Cutelaba, but after round one, you know, it's nice kickboxing from Dustin Jacoby. So yeah, this one's going to be a good matchup. Dat Jung has to use the boxing. Has to get into boxing range. But against Dustin, a guy who likes to kick. You know what I'm saying? It's a good one. It's a tough prediction. I'm going to side with the guy who keeps putting money in my pocket. And to be honest, that's both of them. But I'm going to side with Dustin Jacoby. I like the low kick. It just comes down to who can fight their fight. And if the kicker's at distance, the kicker's going to look good. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be my prediction in a very good matchup on the prelims. All right, moving into a matchup between Bill Algeo taking on Herbet Burns. Man, making a prediction on this one. Yeah, I think it could be a scary prediction. It could be a scary fight to bet on. And the reason why that's true, if Herbet Burns can take Bill Algeo to the mat, if he can do that, there's a chance he finishes the fight. On the flip side, if Bill Algeo can stick to the striking, if he can keep this one a kickboxing contest, if he can do that, then there's a good chance he wins the fight. It's always going to come down to who can implement their game plan, who can do what they've got to do. And you've got a good matchup here. You know what I'm saying? This is a good one. Guys, rewatching Herbet Burns versus Daniel Pineda. My goodness, Daniel Pineda butchered him on the mat. You know, Herbet Burns got tired. And he went to Crucifix City, you know what I'm saying? Bill Algeo has to stay to the striking, has to stay to the kicking to win this fight. Like I said, man, it's a good matchup. And if you put a bet on this one, it might be a sweaty bet. I'm going to side with Bill Algeo to keep it kickboxing. I'm not super confident that can happen. Or even if Bill Algeo gets taken to the mat, maybe he can use some sweeps. Maybe he can scramble, use the fence to get back to the feet. But again, you know, I wouldn't be moving into a matchup between Ricky Simone taking on Jack Shore. Now, Ricky Simone, the name actually says Ricky Simon. But when you say Ricky Simon, it doesn't sound as dangerous. So you say Ricky Simone, that's different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, guys, we got a really good matchup here between Ricky Simone taking on Jack Shore. Now, I've never picked against Jack Shore. I've never done that. And that's worked out pretty well. He's 16-0 as a mixed martial artist. Now, the problem with this matchup, Ricky Simone is a very good fighter. He's a really good wrestler. So if you're laying money on Jack Shore thinking, yeah, this is a layup. We go 16-0 to 17-0. This is a layup. If you're thinking that, it might not be that simple. You know what I'm saying? Ricky Simone's a good wrestler. You know, really, these two guys are both grapplers. Jack Shore's more jiu-jitsu orientated, whereas Ricky Simone's more just wrestling. So that means, you know, I'm going to sit in half guard. I'm just going to use this heavy top control. I'm not going to really try to submit you. That's what Ricky Simone's trying to do. On the flip side, Jack Shaw is looking to take the back. He is looking for, you know, the backpack. He's looking for subs. Now, speaking about the striking in this matchup, Jack Shaw hasn't got super good striking, but it's basic ramen noodles. It works, you know what I'm saying? The jab. It's a good jab from Jack Shaw. And the low kick too, you know what I'm saying? He keeps it nice and traditional, nice and basic, and he's very good at doing that. Man, I might shock a couple people with this prediction, but I'm going to pick against Jack Shaw for the first time. I just think the wrestling and top control of Ricky Simone, it might be the result. It's kind of win-win though, you know what I'm saying? If Ricky Simone loses, Jack Shaw remains undefeated. That's a win for me still. You know what I'm saying? He's a UK fighter, so I want to see those fighters do good. If I'm wrong and Jack Shaw wins, let's go. If I'm right, it's a let's go because I'm right. But yeah, it's a good matchup. I'm taking Ricky Simone. Alright guys, moving into a matchup here between Punahele Soriano taking on Dalcha Lungiambula. Guys, I'm going to make a shock prediction again on this one. I'm going to side with Dalcha Lungiambula. Now, the reason why it's going to be a shock prediction, Dalcha Lungiambula's not that good. You look at his matchup against Cody Brundage. You know, he won that whole fight. Goes for a takedown, gets guillotined. You look at the matchup against Marc-Andre Barrios, you know, kinda just got bullied in this fight. The cardio's not great. I think Dalcha Lungiambula's pretty much a one-dimensional fighter, you know, kinda loads up on the knockouts. He kinda slows down, so yeah, he's not exactly like a skilled, diverse fighter, you know, he's one-dimensional. Now looking at the flip side on Punahele Soriano, this guy can knock you dead. You look at what he done to Ducote, knocked him dead. You look at what he done to Oscar Pichota, complete dusteration, you know what I'm saying, dusted him. I do want to mention though, against Brendan Allen, the cardio didn't look good. So what's going to happen in this matchup if Dalcha Lungiambula goes for a takedown the way he did against Cody Brundage, but Punahele Soriano doesn't lock in that guillotine the way Cody did? What happens if this fight goes to the mat? I just think at plus 220, plus 240 on Dalcha, the line's kinda off and I have to make that pick. I'm going to make that shock prediction. I'm going to pick a fighter that I don't really pick, and that's going to be Dalcha Lungiambula. Alright my homies, you know what time it is, and if you don't know, now you know. If you waited to smoke with me, amen. If you've been smoking this whole time, double amen. If you're not a smoker but you enjoy the smoke breaks, that's a triple amen, gang. Let's go. Alright, so I got a story on this one, guys. And before I get into the story, make sure you drop your MoneyCity comments in the comment section. Right? Bless the comment section, MoneyCity. Let's go. Now, my story, guys. I was watching some tape Monday night, right? I was watching some tape, having a good time, trying to get my picks together, right? Let's just say that I end up eating a edible, right? And I always forget that with edibles, man, it hits you later on. You know what I'm saying? It smacks you later on, right? And guys, you really have to be careful with the edibles, man. It's not like smoking. It's not like that. It's very different. It's a different type of beast, you know what I'm saying? It's a different monster is the edible. But yeah, I'm watching tape, having a good time. I eat the edible, right? And like 2 hours later, I'm thinking, it's not hit me, right? I'm thinking this is a weak edible. Guys, I'm not joking, right? It hit me like a train, G. It smacked me, right? I had to stop watching tape. I thought I was gonna die. I'm not joking. It smacked me, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, all the tape watching, I'm not even gonna do this video. I'm gonna die. My heart rate is going madness. It's going madness. But yeah, I put on a Joey Diaz video, because you know Joey Diaz does the edibles, right? And that calmed me down. It calmed me down. I survived. I'm here. But guys, don't mess with the edibles, man. They're a madness. And before I finish the smoke break, if you want all of my bets on this UFC card, be sure to check the Patreon. Check that out. Alright, let's break down this main card. Let's go. Alright, moving into a matchup between Lauren Murphy taking on Miesha Tate. Now guys, I am undefeated on Miesha Tate fights since she's been back in the UFC. Right, I took her against Marion Renal, bet her in that fight. I bet against her with Ketlin, and she, you know, she kind of had to stand and trade in that fight. Now what prediction do I need to make in this fight to remain undefeated on Miesha Tate fights? What prediction do I need to make? I believe the prediction I need to make to remain undefeated, the prediction I need to make, I'm picking Lucky Lauren Murphy. Let's go. It's kinda a shock prediction, I feel, but if Miesha Tate cannot get Lauren Murphy to the mat, if she cannot do that, it's a pick'em. You know, Lauren Murphy ain't that good, right? I do agree that she's not that good, but she's put together some nice wins to that title fight, you know what I'm saying? She put together a nice winning streak. Against Roxanne Modafferi, you know, this is a good win. She submitted Lilia Shakarova. Who's Lilia Shakarova? I don't know, but I did predict a submission for Lauren Murphy in that fight. Guys, the point I'm trying to make, if Miesha Tate does not get this fight to the mat, if she cannot wrestle Lauren Murphy, it's a pick'em matchup. And it really might play out like that. It might play out a 50-50 fight. Against Marion Renal, I was confident that Miesha Tate can get the takedown, right? That's a PE teacher. Against Lauren Murphy, it might not be that simple. And that's why I think it's a 50-50 matchup. I'm going to make that shock prediction on Lauren Murphy. I know a lot of people are going to think, yeah, the undefeated streak on Tate is going, right? It might do. It really might. But yeah, like I said, if Lauren Murphy does not get taken down in this fight, it's a 50-50 matchup, and that's why I'm going to side with the big underdog in Lauren Murphy. Alright, moving into a matchup between Shane Burgos taking on Charles Jourdain. This is a good striking matchup. Both of these guys are really good strikers. If you're looking at Shane Burgos, right, it's going to be primarily the boxing. This guy's a really good boxer. If you're looking at Charles Jourdain, I would say there's more kicking. Right, it's more kickboxing with Charles Jourdain. If I had to think about how this one played out, I can't really see Shane Burgos choosing to grapple. I can't really see Charles Jourdain choosing to grapple. It feels like a striking matchup. So it's really going to come down to who's the better striker between Shane Burgos and Charles Jourdain. It's going to be a striking matchup. Like I said, the striking in this matchup is good. Both of these guys are good strikers. But if I had the gun to my head and I had to pick who's the better striker, I'm going Shane Burgos. I think this guy's a brilliant boxer and he should probably be doing better than what he is in the UFC. Right, he was winning that whole fight against Josh Emmett, and for some reason he kind of got rid of the calf kicks, and then Josh Emmett came back in that fight. He could have won that fight. I'm not going to lie, against Edson Barboza, my man Shane Burgos, frozen like Elsa. You know what I'm saying? Frozen like Elsa, my goodness. Now is Charles Jourdain going to do something similar to what Edson Barboza done? Probably not, right? He's a good striker, but he's not going to make him frozen like Elsa. No way. If you want to speak a little bit about the grappling of Shane Burgos, you look at Makwan Amirkhani take him down in round 1. Super difficult to keep this guy on the mat. You know what I'm saying? This is a big 145er. So yeah, my prediction, I'm going to side with Shane Burgos to win this fight. I like what Charles Jourdain done to Lando Venata. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of cold. And let's be honest, Lando Venata did tap because his shorts were halfway down. Let's be honest, right? He tapped a couple seconds sooner because of that. So yeah, guys, my prediction, if this one's a striking matchup, which I think it should be, I'm going to side with the boxer Shane Burgos to win this fight. Moving into a matchup between Matt Schnell taking on Mudaerji. Now guys, I'm gonna make another shock prediction that, you know, I would never pick Matt Schnell to win a fight. I mean, I have picked him, but, you know, he's not a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? But this is the reason why I'm gonna pick Matt Schnell to win this fight. I know it's crazy to make that pick, but this is the reason why. For anyone that doesn't remember, Mudaerji hurt his knee in training, right? He hurt his knee and he had to have surgery on his knee. You know, this guy's all about movement. He's all about movement. You know what I'm saying? He had to learn how to walk again. You know what I'm saying? Thiago Santos vibes. Matt Schnell might shock the people. You know what I'm saying? He might get takedowns. He might stay in the face of Mudaerji knee. I would say the normal prediction to make would be, you know, Mudaerji's quicker. He's got better movement. He's a better striker. I would say that Mudaerji is the better pick. If you're trying to make a prediction based on like, man, maybe Mudaerji doesn't move the same way because of that knee surgery. If you're trying to make like a strange pick that might hit, this might be the one. So yeah, my prediction is going to be Matt Schnell purely because of that knee injury for Mudaerji Thiago Santos vibes. I don't like it. Alright, moving into a matchup between Jingliang Lee taking on Muslim Salikhov. This is a good matchup. And the reasons why it's going to be a good matchup, Muslim Salikhov is a very, very good kickboxer. On the flip side, you've got the Leech, who's been in the UFC since like 2014. You know, this guy's a good striker. This guy can knock you dead. He's got big power. But here's the problem in this matchup. If Jingliang Lee doesn't choose to grapple, or doesn't even choose to, you know, just try to catch Muslim Salikhov the way he caught Santiago, if it's more technical, I think Muslim Salikhov is going to probably dominate that type of fight. He's a very good kickboxer. So that has to be my prediction in this fight. I'm going to side with Muslim Salikhov. Now guys, if you think Jingliang Lee can take Muslim to the mat, if you think he's going to do that, then in my opinion, Jingliang Lee would be a sharp play. Right? Because the best way to beat Muslim Salikhov, it's going to be to wrestle. It's going to be to grapple. But like I said, if it's going to be a technical kickboxing matchup, which I think it probably will be, I'm going to have to side with Muslim Salikhov to win that type of matchup. I think Muslim Salikhov is a proven, credentialed kickboxer. You see that prior to the UFC. And you see it in the UFC. So yeah, my prediction in this matchup, I'm going to side with Muslim Salikhov. Alright, moving into a matchup between Michelle Waterson taking on Amanda Lemos. I'm picking Michelle Waterson. I'm picking a big underdog to win this matchup. Guys, how can you play Amanda Lemos minus 400? How can you do that? In my opinion, I don't think you can do that. Right? The only way you can is if you're going to say Amanda Lemos wins 8 times out of 10 or more. That's the only way you can play Amanda Lemos minus 400. Does she have more chance than Michelle Waterson? You know, probably, right? Maybe she does, right? She's a bigger puncher. She's got good jiu-jitsu. She's a great kicker. She's technical, but Michelle Waterson's fought a lot of good competition. She's got more experience. And as we know, guys, styles make fights, right? The style of a matchup makes that matchup. Michelle Waterson's a very good kicker. She's very quick. And if it's a technical matchup and it's close, you know what I'm saying? Minus 4 on Amanda Lemos. I don't think so. My prediction will be a prediction that's probably not a popular pick, but it should be. In the gambling game, it should be. Michelle Waterson plus 300. My goodness. Now, if you're not really a value player, which again, you should be. In the gambling game, you should be. If you're not a value player, maybe you skip this fight. But yeah, my pick, Michelle Waterson. We've got Brian T. City Ortega taking on Yair Rodriguez. This is a good main event. Now, Max Holloway did completely obliterate both of these guys, right? I know Max got beat up by Volk, but let's not act like Brian Ortega and Yair Rodriguez isn't Max Holloway's son, right? Both of these guys are the son of Max Holloway, okay? I just wanted to say that. You know what I'm saying? Max got beat up. I wanted to say that. In my opinion, guys, this main event breakdown is pretty simple, right? Yair Rodriguez is a way better striker than Brian Ortega. Way better. Brian Ortega is a way better grappler. Way better jiu-jitsu than Yair Rodriguez. So you've got one fighter that's really good in the stand-up. One fighter that's really good on the mat. Just make a pick. Where do you think it's going to play out? Wherever you think it plays out, that's the pick. Now, some people might look at the record of Brian Ortega and be like, this guy hasn't got a submission since 2017. Maybe this plays out on the feet. You know, the fight against Frankie Edgar was on the feet. The fight against Max Holloway was on the feet. The fight against the Korean Zombie was on the feet. Most of the fight against Alexander Volk, yeah, it was on the feet. You know what I'm saying? Brian Ortega doesn't really get the fight to the mat. Now, my prediction with this matchup, guys, the reason why I'm going to pick Brian Ortega, the reason why I'm going to do that, Max Holloway took down Yair Rodriguez. If Max Holloway's taking you to the mat, best believe Brian Ortega's going to get this fight to the mat. And he's going to get his first submission since 2017. I'm T-City. I'm taking Brian Ortega. He's going to get that sub. Let's go. Alright, my homies, be sure to drop down your main event, your co-main event, your underdogs, your MoneyCity plays. Put that in the comment section. And as always, keep your eyes to the sky, never glued to your shoes. Mac Miller. Alright, peace.